knew how hot it was in my house right now.
Yeah, he would probably come and cuff us and stuff us and lock us up
So
for staying warm this winter.
it is 79 degrees.
And that's
house,
all from the fireplaces running. No,
It's 79 degrees.
Well, in the
front room,
And
it's
in
like
the front
179.
room, it's like 100. It's like the surface of the
70
sun.
degrees. Yeah.
It's very
Up. You're getting some replay.
oh, getting some backlash.
There we go. So how y'all doing?
How's everybody doing this evening?
And tonight we are going to be talking about long blackouts are coming.
Yeah, let's jump right into it. Let's read this article.
And of course, Texas is the first state on the list of
Millions of Americans in multiple states face elevated risk of winter power outages, which we experienced
2 winters ago.
2 winters ago.
Yeah.
We've experienced our very first winter here 8 years ago. There was an ice storm,
Bad.
and we were without power for
A week.
a week. That was
Close to a week.
pretty challenging.
Having no infrastructure.
Having no infrastructure, not knowing anybody.
Yeah. And
Yeah, it was not nice.
Bad.
It was not fun. Now
bad.
we have infrastructure.
uh-huh.
We have multiple.
And we're all
wood-
stocked up from the last really scary storm,
Yeah.
which wasn't that scary. At least
which
around
didn't
our
do
part.
anything.
In other parts, it did do a lot.
Yeah,
But,
it did a couple of things. Other places, it
yeah.
did nothing here.
So we're all stocked up on our fuel and our propane and everything like that for now.
Millions of people in multiple states are at an elevated risk of having power outages this winter. Texas, New England, and the Great Lakes and the American Southeast are facing unprecedented and widespread reliability risks this winter, according to a 23 winter assessment report of the North
2023.
American Electric Reliability Corporation, NERC. The United States Grid Reliability Coordinator. Furthermore, NERC warned that large portions of America's power grid that were not mentioned above are also at a high risk of having insufficient supplies of electricity during peak winter conditions. Energy insiders note that tight fuel supplies and an outdated electric grid are playing a critical role in possible blackouts. The risks of power outages this winter will be compounded by the expected uptick in demand for energy used for heating. This, coupled with the rushed and ineffective transition into using primarily clean or renewable, which is not renewable, energy sources, and underinvestment in more reliable sources like fossil fuel, will make energy supplies far less reliable. Todd Snitchler, President and CEO of the Electrical Power Supply Association, writing an opinion piece for Utility Dive, noted that many people still remember just how deadly it can be to lose power during winter. The terrible toll of Winter Storm Uri is a sad reminder of just how devastating and deadly it can be to have your power go out during an extended period of time of cold weather. American power grid dangerously outdated, not prepared for coming winter. Secretary of Energy Jennifer Granholm noted in a brief last month that about 70% of the nation's power grid is more than 25 years old. Conservative estimates this year suggest that the cost of providing critical infrastructure upgrades to American power grid is at least $4 trillion. Provided that the U.S. continues to supply energy demand with nuclear power. Without nuclear energy, the price tag jumps by at least $500 million. The administration of President Joe Biden has only authorized $13 billion in funding meant to be a stopgap measure to modernize and expand the power grid. In other words, this is a planned demolition of the U.S. power grid.
Yeah,
they know that it's insufficient,
Yep.
and rather than fix it, we have to send money to the Ukraine.
You just put some bubble gum on it, try to fix it like that.
But yes, there's lots of...
So, did they shut down the coal plants again? Because I knew they fired them up 2 years ago, remember, nearing the end of the winter apocalypse. And I don't know if they ever shut them back down again here in Texas. There was a bunch of crazy stuff that happened.
There was a bunch of crazy stuff that happened, and there was some kind of agreement that happened that I'm still not aware of. what the agreement was,
I
but
don't know.
Abbott made some type of agreement that was nondescript agreement, so I'm not really sure how that's all playing out. This is why we installed 2 wood stoves in the off season, because we saw the handwriting on the wall, and you know, at least if you have a wood stove, you'll be warm.
Yeah,
And you can cook on them. You can eat water on them.
Yeah.
You can take a bird bath. You can live a more simple life. It won't be all of the push button. It's really, you know, it's really kind of neat when you use wood heat. So I get up in the morning because I'm off Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And you get up and it's very cold in the house. We leave the heat completely off. So there's so much retained heat between the fireplace and the wood stove. It's still about 65 in the house. So we don't tend the fires at night at all. Everybody's in bed by 10. So
and I always like it cooler during the night anyway.
Yeah,
I don't like it being hot.
it's much healthier for you to sleep in the cold. The cold air is better for you.
Just not like freezing cold.
No,
Yeah.
not like, you know, below 30.
And you wake up, you know, and it's this process. You have your kindling, and you get your fire started, and you got to sit there, and it's cerebral, gives you time to think, you know, and you just
Slows
tend
you
to the
down.
fire.
Slows you down.
You watch the fire, and it gives you time to meditate and think, and to start the day slow.
No, it's irritating if it doesn't start.
Yeah, it can be. It can be. But a lot of times the reason a fire doesn't start is because we don't prepare.
Exactly.
You know, we don't have
That's
the
true.
kindling. We don't have the proper materials that,
Which tonight I have to go out and split some more.
with a little bit of preparation and a little bit of slowing down again, you know, slow down and speed up.
That's a good question. What about pipes freezing? Well, a month or 2 ago, we went out and we're like, dude, we are getting, I mean, how many pieces of pipe insulation did we get? Like
a lot.
20, 30 pieces of like 10 foot long, it's just pipe, PVC foam. And we did all of that when it was nice and warm out, because the last snowpocalypse that happened, I mean, it was sold out because everybody was just trying to wrap up their pipes and keep them warm. I mean, it was stupid how many people had bursted pipes. The
All
plumbers,
the plumbing stuff.
the
was
plumbers couldn't even keep up, so people were calling random places that didn't even weren't even plumbers, and it was insanity. So this year, well, actually on Thursday or Tuesday, it's going to get down to 8.
On Thursday, it's going to get down to 8.
It's going to be getting down to 8 degrees. But you said for 3 days it's going to be below freezing?
Yeah, so it's going to be Thursday,
now,
Friday,
this is
Saturday.
in East Texas, so.
Yeah, and that's, you know, for us, this isn't. For us, not only is this cold, this is as
Super
cold
cold.
as it's going to get, probably.
We pray and hope.
Yes. This may be the coldest it's going to get, and this may be the cold
Apocalypse
snap.
got into the negative, so.
Right, where this could happen a couple times this winter, but usually.
You get a couple days.
This is our cold. Yeah, you get a
your
3-day cold snap.
Snap, and then we will pray and hope and pray that it will.
And that's why we chose Texas. You know, we don't like the cold.
No, and if you love the cold, that's awesome, and that's why you live up north.
And we have one end wall of our greenhouse finished.
We got the plastic on it.
We got the plastic
y'all poor
on it.
people had to keep hearing us saying, "Oh, we're gonna finish
Y'all,
it."
listen.
Oh my word.
I don't know if I would recommend. I think Bootstrap Farmer has a bunch of excellent products.
Yes. The
I think
product
this
is
DIY greenhouse product is awesome.
It's
I think it's an
amazing.
excellent price point.
Yeah.
The complexity of the assembly.
Well, it's more like not assembly. It's like you have to build it yourself.
Right.
They give you like the idea of how to do it.
Right. They give
Just
you
the idea.
They give you the general idea, and then as you're doing it, you're like, but wait a minute. So how do you do this part? And
you have to figure it out.
You're figuring it out as you do it. And it's one thing to figure it out as you're doing it if you're like, you have that background in all of it, and you're just like, or you've done it before or different things, it's a lot different than if you've never done it before. And we're going to actually be going back, because okay, so we cut the sides roll up, so we cut the sheets so that the sides roll up. Mm-hmm. And as soon as we do that, and I'm like, but wait a minute, there's going to be an air loss here on the ends of each side.
Yeah.
And as you're watching videos, I heard somebody say, I put the wind sheets on the end, on the corners, and I'm like, what are they talking about? Yeah. But what they're talking about is you're putting in separate vapor panels to hold in the heat on the end, so where the roll-up sides have gaps, it eliminates that gap.
Yeah.
But in
the
instructions,
they don't tell you that.
And in the videos, it doesn't mention it at all.
Well, and also it doesn't tell you how to put on the end wall.
No.
It doesn't tell you how to put it in the end wall, and it's not an easy process. And you kind of are
you have to have a lot of tools. You have to have a lot of knowledge on how to build stuff. And
and even with a lot of knowledge, it's just well, let's just try to do it like this.
Yeah.
Because these guys build stuff perpetually. They design and build. Build stuff. And this is not an easy process.
No. It's not a 1, 2, 3, 4.
And to be really honest,
click together.
It's going to be very serviceable. It's going to be great, but it's not beautiful by any stretch of the imagination. It's nowhere near perfect. Man, Charlie is making my head
That's
itch.
not Charlie. His name's not Charlie.
What's his name?
Steve.
That's Steve, the windmill palm. But Steve's nickname is Charlie.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
You know that. Well, me, it's an inside thing between me and Steve.
Oh. Well, at least he's straight now. He's not bent.
He's not crooked.
Crooked.
Did James get hurt? James,
just a little bit.
James did get hurt, but he recovered
a couple
on our
weeks
vacation.
ago.
Yeah. That was 3 weeks ago.
The saltwaters of the blue saltwaters of the Gulf
fixed him up.
Dramatically healed his leg.
Yeah, so definitely before this cold snap comes in, at least I'm talking to East Texas people. I guess it's already really cold. I guess in Illinois it's already 12.
Yes.
So hopefully you already got some preparations, which it's always cold up there in the wintertime, so I guess y'all are already, all your houses are used to that, and your infrastructure is, your city's infrastructure is already kind of used to it getting really cold, but down here it's not. So if there's any predictions of snow, they just close down everything. Everything shuts down. So, and then if it does snow, just flurries, then it's super shut down.
Oh yeah, it's
and people are going
shut down.
5 miles an hour with their hazards on, and they're out there with their salt shakers on the road. So it's lovely. But yeah, so we just wanted to bring this article to y'all.
Yeah,
just
there's definitely,
keep it in your mind.
They talk about the frailty of the grid every year,
and
it's been great. And I'll tell you something.
Yeah.
We have a little co-op, so our electric is provided by a co-op.
The snowflakes freak out, yeah.
And if you go look at their main office, they are prepared.
Dude, super prepared.
Yeah, they have maybe 100 or more telephone poles there. They have all kinds
of big giant boxes. What are those called?
Not inverters, but what are the
transformers?
Yeah, I mean they're ready, and they've been
gills.
And all the wire and everything.
Yeah, they've been prepared for quite a while, and our electrical they've been a much more of a stable provider. So they're definitely they're run very well, very frugally. We're still below 10 cents a watt, which is kind of incredible, even after all of the from the snowpocalypse, and there was a $30 million burden thrown on the co-op, and that's all been kind of handled very fiscally responsible. So and it shows you the power of co-ops.
Did our electric bill go up that much when they put that on there?
It went up 0.5 cents a watt. You know, so
So,
it was
a big blessing.
Yeah, it was.
It wasn't.
We didn't feel it financially, and then since we started having to heat, we kept the electric heater off. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Which is a big blessing.
on occasion, we do have little space heaters that we can plug in just to if somebody's.
But that's not like
in and out of
running
tub.
the whole house.
No, and they never run for more than say 15 minutes.
It's like warm somebody's feet up or something.
It's good having everybody on. We got quite a few
It's
people
definitely
on today.
unusual weather that we've been having. It's been
And y'all, our
interesting.
second strike did fall off today, so
Yeah.
now we only have one
We are-
strike.
We are safe.
So we're not imminently.
So if we
in danger
ever
of being
disappear for
vaporized.
2 weeks, just randomly,
yes,
it's
that's
because we
why.
got another strike. So,
And
but we're safe.
we did. We spoke some unmentionables in last night's live
Dude,
stream.
I was scared a little bit while we were saying that. I was like, "Whoa!" So
I totally spaced and I forgot to
I
use
know.
my
I was like, he's talking
clandestine
about like
newspeak.
all of the things. I'm like,
I'm
this is
talking
awesome.
about-
But we're gonna get removed, so we had to delete that one. So for the people that were on last night's live, you got an exclusive.
That's right. It's
And
what
I-
you got to be on.
And I think it was on. I forget if it stayed on Rumble or not.
It did not.
Dang it!
It did not
That
push the
stinks.
Rumble. But it probably is on Restream, and we could load it to Rumble if we wanted to.
You are on Rumble, right? Yes, we are on Rumble. Yes. Rumble. I did not. I forgot to stream tonight, like
simulcast.
Simultaneously stream over there. But the next time we go live, I will try to.
And for
set
people
that
don't know, it is an involved process. So like, what you have to do,
you gotta like put this little like video on there.
you have to put an
And then-
intro video on there, and then
then-
it generates a specific streaming key for that
Key
stream.
and a password,
Right.
and then you have to go into here and then type that in.
Yeah, and you have to set it up in advance. It's not like you can't do it on the fly. Like we just couldn't add a Rumble stream to this.
No.
It takes a lot of preparation,
Yeah.
advance notice, and you have to set it up so many minutes in advance. It's involved, and it's definitely not user friendly, and it's definitely there's still lots of hitches and bugs. And the other thing that Rumble
Thank you, Curly Q.
has that's less favorable is their live stream chat is very clunky.
Well, now, do you think from the creator side it's really clunky, but from the just you're going on your phone? Because I've seen your mobile app and it looks pretty decent. It doesn't look too bad. But, I mean, from the creator side, like the studio side, it's really clunky.
But even
Right?
from the end user apps, like
Calm.
when I try to respond to comments on Rumble, they'll post, but if you go back on there, then they won't be there. And if you try to like a comment, you'll like it, you know, on and off. Like, I thought I liked that, and I know I did, but then it's not, you know. So there's still lots of clunky stuff with all that, and that's just you know challenging. Mark wants us to put. We'll do it, Mark. We'll post yesterday's live stream.
How will you do that?
Because it's on here.
Oh, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, we'll do
Yeah,
that.
so we can download it from Restream and
That'll be
upload
awesome.
it to Rumble.
So we'll do that. We'll do that right after we get off of here. I'll go ahead and upload that to Rumble.
Yeah, and we still have the thumbnail.
Oh yeah, we just have
Yeah,
the thumbnail.
and what we'll do is when we were having the audio problems in the front,
We can just cut that
we'll
out.
just cut that out.
Yeah, it's like 7 minutes.
Yeah, so then that way, and there was some deep theological waters being tread there that were, you know, they caused some people to shake internally.
Yeah, a little bit.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But truth is truth. So I'll set it down. If you want to pick it up, go for it. What's your favorite platform and why? I mean, our favorite platform, unfortunately, is them two because
Sadly.
it works.
It works.
And it works
it's
well.
nice.
But,
Okay.
but they've been around the longest, and they've had
Yeah.
hundreds of millions of dollars of,
We-
all of the CIA funding,
we
party
hate
funding.
the people that run YouTube, but I really like the platform because it's very easy to navigate. It's very user friendly. there's all the how-to videos in the world on here practically, until you type up some specific like John Deere tractor that you have to work on, then there's not that video. So then you have to make it.
Well, the challenge with other platforms is they're not utilitarian like
No.
YouTube.
Yeah.
They're
if you
mainly
want any
all
kind
politics.
of, right.
Yeah.
Or, and the weird thing is like Odysee, for example, and BitChute, there's this weird, you
Nerdy.
get this real weird vibe.
Yeah.
And it's just like real goofy
Freaks
and
and
weird
stuff.
and non-utilitarian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A completely non-utilitarian vibe. It'll either be like super gamer weird.
Yeah.
And that's
It's
just
like it seems like everyone that's over there is just the people that would get kicked off YouTube, not like all the people that are normally do YouTube videos too.
Yeah. And it's not as convenient, as YouTube. It's not like, oh, pull out my phone, take this video, upload it in a second, it's up.
Well, that's the thing, and that's I mean, what I think these other free speech platforms, they have to be
Why can't they do that?
right. They have to
dude, it's not that hard.
They have to realize they have to be user friendly.
Make it stupid.
And I realize
user.
it's something very easy to say.
Yeah,
it's
that's
much
true.
more
Yeah.
difficult to do. But that's the reality. And and Odysee started that with this syncing with YouTube, and so like it's a grandma just button, and you push it, and that part was a very smart thing to do, but it's just the rest of it. Like, look, if instead of like giving you this option and that option, like on Odysee and maybe on Rumble, on Odysee, you can do a blog post and different things. Hey man, don't worry about adding features.
No.
Just make it user friendly.
Yeah.
Don't add features. Make it user friendly.
Yeah. Make it user friendly and make it, pay half decent and stuff like that too.
Well, yeah, that's going to come. More and more people have been choosing Rumble. Like Curtis Stone just chose Rumble, and out of all of them so far, that is the most superior free speech platform, and it's one of the newer ones. And they have the
Global.
they have the cash that they should be able to make it work and work well.
Hey,
we'll see.
I just forgot. It's actually not going to be getting cold. All the ice caps have officially melted, and we're all 10 feet underwater right now. And it's going to be like
never thought
80
about
degrees
that.
right now.
It's true.
It's going to be 80 degrees tonight. Probably.
How can they keep saying
in
global
Canada,
warming and
it's-
like every
right now,
year it
there's
just
some
gets
people in
colder?
Canada right now.
Well, that's why they changed it to climate change.
Oh.
Because global warming didn't work.
Okay.
'cause it
First
kept
they
getting
said it was global ice, we're going to have a new ice age. That was in the 80s, and that was,
colder. So it's
True.
getting colder.
what was the magazine? That was Science. I had the magazine.
Oh, really? Pool party, y'all.
There was several magazines that I used to get. One was Scientific America. The other one was
Rumble has banded a few people already.
Yes. Yeah, there's been some censorship on Rumble. I know The Last American Vagabond was, but that got all straightened out.
Oh, really? Okay.
Mhm.
Well, that's awesome. It's cold right now. Oh, man.
Strange weather is definitely caused by geoengineering. It's
Dude,
just
they were
definitely
spraying
caused by
like crazy today.
the high altitude frequencies. I mean, look, all these papers, they have been
Come
doing
on, dude.
this stuff.
Yeah.
They've absolutely been doing it. And here's the thing. There are always unintended consequences to all this stuff. And if you think for a second that you can monkey with this kind of stuff on any
Monkey
kind
with
of
the weather
scale,
and stuff,
and there
yeah.
won't be like negative repercussions, and they love it. I mean, they live on negative and unintended consequences. It's very similar to, like the baby pod video we played, that they're going to grow all these babies in this sterile environment. I mean, I can't even fathom the unintended consequences
Oh, my word.
of raising a baby.
And there was people on there commenting, like, thinking it was kind of like a good idea, too.
Yeah.
They were like, well,
that's going to be great.
I'm like, what in the world? Are you that brainwashed?
You don't need any natural immunity.
I'm like-
You need to be grown in a hand sanitizer.
I'm like,
you
are
need to
you
be injected
crazy?
into a pod full of hand sanitizer.
And then your baby's going to, like, eat its own, like, Oh man, his by waist or whatever. I'm like, y'all look crazy. Thinking that's even a good idea or whatever.
We have seen the Stu Peters died suddenly.
Really?
Well, I did.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
And yeah, and I'm not sure if you can talk about the clots.
The clots.
I don't know if you can
and
talk about the
things.
clots, but there's more and more stuff coming out about the clots, and it's definitely
Due to the thing of the Bob. Due to Bob thingy. The injections.
Buddy's a little bit under the weather.
Yeah.
So Buddy
Yeah.
was chilling today, laying low.
Who's the new feller? Who's that feller right there? That's James, my brother. White snakes.
White snakes. What's that mean?
That's their dad in the back. There you go.
Yeah, that's my dad back there, the one without the beard. I started growing a beard very young.
Yeah, he's only 8 years old. He's getting big. We walked into we went into our local hardware store once, and they thought that he was our grandfather. Actually, I'm like, wow. There you go.
Thanks.
And then our mother.
Thanks, Peepaw.
People always think our mother is either our sister, or I'm married to her or something, or she's my wife or something. I'm like, and then you got it on the cruise boat that they thought. Tell them about that.
Yeah, they thought that I was Mom's husband.
And then what did they say? It was the first night of the cruise. So then
Yeah.
what did they say?
They were like, "Oh, you two are gonna have a lot of fun on this boat. It's really nice." And Mom was like, "Yep, we're just going to pick up the kids with my husband." I was like,
Oh my word. It's so terrible, y'all. People are so judgmental. No, I'm just
Wasn't
joking.
calling y'all white snakes.
What?
Somebody asked if we were up on biblical eschatology. I am way up on biblical eschatology, so I love
Beard is
discussing it.
8
I think
years
it's great.
old. That's true. That's true.
James is what, 16? James is 15.
15.
See,
So,
Carlos
dude,
knows.
Carlos
Buddy,
knows.
Buddy just turned 14.
God. People need to get their eyes checked. Oh man.
Awkward story, yeah.
Hey, look. We're almost at 230 people.
Thank y'all. We appreciate y'all coming on and hanging out with
I was
us.
wondering how many people were actually going to get on tonight because having that strike fall off too. So
It does appear. We'll see if the shadow ban lifts, y'all.
you shall see. I can't wait to see James and Buddy driving.
Well, you can't wait, Curly Q. I can wait. I can wait a really long
Yeah, me
time.
too.
First off, they already drive all around here.
Yeah.
And, the world needs to stay safe. Hey, Charlie Mack from Arkansas.
I got my
Oh,
notification.
you got a notification.
Boom, there you go.
Check that out.
That's what I'm talking
Hello
about.
from Michigan. First time in the chat.
I can't wait to
Good having
drive
you, Kelly.
myself. Wait, how old is Carlos? I always forget how
Carlos
old he
is 15.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Carlos, are you 15?
Yeah, it's definitely a beautiful thing driving around, but then there's still like
What's
the dangerous
age limit
factor.
for driving down here? You can drive when you're 15.
You
with,
can,
learners.
yeah, you can drive when you're 15 down here, but you'll have your learner's license and
Well,
you
you
just
can
have.
drive is whenever.
Well,
as long
yeah,
as
you can
don't
drive
get-
whenever the heck you want, but just the name of
Carlos
the game
15.
is you
Don't
just
get-
don't get caught. You know. So
James did some incredible stunt driving in the side-by-side.
beautifully.
He was driving with his hands in his pockets, and he hit a rut, and he flipped it and crushed his
So
leg.
he's going to be not driving any vehicles for a little bit.
No, I'm
just
going
gonna
to be driving with my hands on the steering.
Okay, that's good.
Oh, brilliant.
Or make the side-by-side drive itself.
Ah,
Brilliant.
like a Tesla. It'll
Like
be
a-
like a Tesla.
On the sides of
Like
the
a
roads.
Tesla. It'll be tremendous.
Dude,
It'll work
I watched a
beautifully.
video on those Tesla things, like a real life one, and
Oh, Marquez
how
Brownlee.
many times did he have to like assist the thing? Like
Don't work, y'all.
3-4
Oh,
times.
Yeah. He had
Now-
to take over because
he had
it
to
would
take
literally
over.
crash.
Yeah, not. Or
would
just like do
stop.
something stupid.
Just
yeah.
stop in
Or
the
just
middle of the
stop
road.
in the middle of the road or something stupid. Because
Not much.
they took all the Tesla cars, or at least these ones that he was driving, and they turned off the LiDAR and all of the stuff, and it just goes...
only sight,
it's
so only by
sight,
cameras.
Only by camera, so it can't even work in the
Like
dark.
Fogginess.
Oh my.
So I guess they just turned that part off, he said, he thinks, anyway. I hope.
We're as ready as we can be for the old Texas freeze.
Yeah.
I need to get these trees.
We're getting the greenhouse.
We're getting the greenhouse. I got to get these trees out of the ground.
We keep saying that, but it's practically done.
It's really practically done.
Yeah.
Every time it's like 3 more hours, and then 3 more hours, and then I think there's about 3 more hours left. But.
Yeah. So we got the back practically done, the cover totally done. Now we just have to do the front part, and then it will be. Oh, and then the wind corner things you're saying too. So, and then it'll be done. And we were thinking about putting. I really want to put a compost pile in there, keep it warm, and we were thinking possibly picking up a little potbelly stove.
Yeah.
Too.
We might do that. I don't know if it's necessary. It was very warm in there this morning.
It was like 60 degrees.
Now that the end walls are cut, we have to put those windbreaks in there. But
Amazon banned a book called When Harry Became Sally Against Transgenders.
Ooh. Daggum. Wow, so Amazon banned it. Now wait, did they do the same thing with What Is a Woman too? Did they do that with that book too?
That was a documentary.
No, but he has a book though about it.
Oh, okay.
I forget if they did that. Do y'all know anything about that? About that book that came out, What Is a Woman?
Worth it
How
to
was
get a
Harry?
small greenhouse, or just wait to get a good sized one. Well, those nice aluminum small greenhouses from Harbor Freight are nice.
They're nice, and they're $1,000.
Yeah.
I mean,
but they got the plastic panels and their aluminum frame. Those look easy to put together.
Yeah.
Cog Hill has a couple of them.
Yeah, Cog Hill has a couple of them, and he loves them. If you don't need to if you just need to keep a couple things planted.
Where's Gerald Anderson?
Gerald Anderson.
Is Gerald Anderson on? I see Curly Q referencing Gerald Anderson. He's my neighbor that I've never met, Gerald Anderson.
Our JFK video will be posting tonight on Rumble. We kind of talked about some stuff that we didn't really want to talk about on YouTube, and we went ahead and did it anyway, and we automatically, as soon as we got done the live stream, we deleted it.
I just have to speak the truth. I can't help it.
Yeah. So anyway.
The truth just slips out.
So we deleted it on YouTube, but we're going to be re-uploading it on Rumble tonight. So just be, every once in a while, just pop on there and just check the Texas Boys and see if we posted it over there. Because it's really good. It's full of all types of stuff.
All types of good stuff.
Truth stuff.
Good ideas. Yeah. Good things to think about.
It was kind of funny. Dad said some real truther stuff, and then we had to backpedal and say we loved Joe Biden and stuff.
And when I said it, I literally went
oh,
that's right. You can't say that on here.
Yeah, it was hilarious. It was awesome.
My bad. Oh, and our strike comes off tomorrow. Oh, wow. I could have just vaporized this right now. That's really cool.
The stream just goes.
I'm a genius.
Boom, boom. You've been evaporated. Have a good day. Or not.
Man, the things are going to come through so fast. Did y'all cover the Midland earthquake?
No.
I didn't know there was an
Midland,
earthquake.
Texas? There was an earthquake?
Or Midland.
Do we follow? I'm aware of Owen Benjamin.
I
really wish he would not swear the way he does. He says some crazy stuff, and he says some really good things, but he swears a lot in between. And I don't understand people that feel the need to swear like that, especially when you're using very kind of vulgar words. But,
that's weird.
That's the part about him that.
It's just it's just not intelligent to use,
Well, yeah, that's
vulgar language too.
Yeah,
it's not. It just.
I mean, and it. Look, I'll give you some grace if every blue moon or whatever.
Yeah.
But when it's just your standard operating procedure, and you're not thinking, and he has children, and to not be conscious, it's one thing. You can make this argument we all grown men, and there's some truth to that. Not that men should be more intelligent so that they don't need to use.
Yeah,
there's lots of words in the English language that we can use.
Thousands.
And there's no need to redact it to very vulgar 4-letter words when there's much more creative ways to say things, that don't have to be doesn't have to be all corn syrupy, whatever. You don't have to go overboard, but
Yeah.
I really, because and it's largely in part because if you consume that and you take that all in, it will come out. And I don't want to talk like that, regardless.
No.
And I certainly don't, and what's more jarring is when you hear, when you say something that might even be like marginal, and then you hear your kids say it, and you're like, wow, that's terrible. Like, no, I'm not going to, and that's part of like the self, that helps you realize like how terrible it sounds. It's like when your son says it, and you're like, what did you just say? And why are you talking like that? Well, you say that all the time. Oh yeah,
Ouch.
well,
Yeah.
I'm an idiot. Sorry, and I'm gonna not say that, and I don't want you to say
exactly.
it either.
So there was I wanted to say this. So there was a 5.3 in Midland, Texas.
Today.
So
Recently?
Is that bad?
I
don't know.
That's pretty
Is that decent?
substantial.
That'll shake some stuff up.
Mm-hmm. There's definitely some fault lines around here. And
We're
there's
at
definitely
war.
still fracking and whatnot, so that kind of stuff happens.
Are you at war with the devil, or get my earthquake updates from Dutch? Okay.
Okay. I'm sorry, y'all. There was a lot of comments coming through
IDK.
here.
Okay. Oh,
At
okay.
least
So it
you
knocked a
haven't
couple
got
bucks down.
loads of
Okay,
Trump
nice.
virtual trading cards.
Who did?
Who did?
No, Mark Edwards said at least you
Somebody got
haven't
some.
You said you haven't got loads of virtual trading.
No, we
No.
don't and we won't.
No.
But it's very exciting. I'm very excited about the next election, that I have the option of voting for somebody that.
Are you gonna vote?
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say.
But we're not going to talk about voting because you're not allowed to talk about that. And
love voting. We love.
Well,
voting.
you're going to have to watch the Rumble.
That's
stream
true
to-
because we kind of talked it about.
Yeah, we
The
did.
V
talk.
word.
We talked it about it.
We talked
Talked
it.
it.
We talked
Talked
about
it.
it. And I'm not going to repeat myself because that's why we took the stream down.
That's
And
very
I'm
good.
slightly smarter than I was yesterday. At least at the
nice.
present second.
Look. Okay. Do you still believe in elections?
Now, election
That's-
in biblical
Oh,
terminology or election in...
They probably mean the elections. Election.
I believe in selection.
Sold out in 24 hours. Yeah, which doesn't even make sense. Why would you sell out? Like, they're virtual.
Yeah, but there's only a limited thing because they want it to be this whole
like worth something, right?
But it's not physical. I think it would be way cooler if they
So
were
can you
physical
trade them? Can you trade a virtual
on
card?
the internet, which is so cheesy, you know.
Texas. I don't know who that is. I'm not sure. Chip is a natural law anarchist, and I'm definitely a minarchist when it comes to. I think the beast system has proven that at an absolute minimum, government can only be as infinitesimally small as possible, because all it does is grab power, and there's no such things as checks and balances. They died a long time ago. They died with the Civil War.
Are fruit clippings still available? Yes, they are.
Yes.
The food forest in the box is now available, y'all. Everybody that has already ordered,
They are going to ship
the
out
food forest in the box
on Monday.
We got the labels. We got over
Boxes.
several hundred cuttings in the fridge behind this black deal here. They're all going out tomorrow. But if you would like to go over to the TexasBoys.com right now, I'll go ahead and show it to y'all.
Show it to them, buddy.
Show it to you. Show it to you right now. It's right here, and I'll show you what's in the box. So we also are selling just like black mulberry tree cuttings. Like you can get some other things too.
Some other cuttings.
Some things have sold out. Goji's
Alright.
have sold out.
Gojis are already selling out. Are already sold out. Sorry, and I think.
And elderberry cuttings, y'all, I'm really sorry,
Yeah.
but due to the drought and some irrigation,
Yeah.
we still have lots of elderberry, but I don't have quality enough cuttings
Yeah.
where I'm going to feel good about shipping them,
Mm-hmm.
and that they would probably root, but I just don't feel good about it, and so next year we'll be back.
But these are going very quickly, and
Yes, very quick.
our cutting supplies are going down very
Rapidly.
rapidly. But the thing that will last the longest, if I can talk, will be the black mulberry cuttings. I think we're gonna have plenty of them to supply y'all with like oceans
Probably
of them.
peach, right?
Peaches, probably loads
We'll
of
have
them.
plenty of peach cuttings. We'll have
Now
plenty
the
of
blackberry cuttings,
they'll be the next.
they will be the next to go. So everybody that has already ordered, you are actually getting kind of a limited edition. You're getting goji berries. So if you want to go ahead and get your blackberry cuttings with your food forest in the box, go ahead and get them now while you can. And when we do remove the blackberry cuttings, we'll drop the price down. So
yes,
probably like $10.
And what we're going to do is we have the peat pellets, and I'm going to include them. We don't advertise that they're included in the food forest in a box. I'm going to send them until we run out. We have like 900 or 1,000 pellets, so you're going to get that. The reason I wanted to take them out of the food forest in a box is they work very well in the beginning, but personally, and a lot of people like them, but personally, some years I've done better with them, and some years I do terrible with them. But it creates sometimes they work great, and sometimes they don't, and it might just be me. So sometimes I feel that it's better to just put it right in soil. And I don't want to discourage people. I want to try to give people the best success that.
Any news on Amos Miller? If you
just our most recent update.
Yeah, our recent update. If you haven't seen it, go check it out.
And that was a substantial update. You know,
yeah,
he's not getting fined the high fine. He doesn't have to go to court. He was supposed to have to go to court on the 16th, and a lot of things were getting hashed out. So it's pretty incredible. You know,
that's awesome.
Pretty fascinating.
Shelby is getting a food forest in the box for her and her sister. That's awesome.
Awesome. And Doug from Off Grid with Doug and Stacy's doing great. They haven't posted any videos, but he's been on his
did he text you?
Community tab. No, but Doug's doing fine.
Okay.
Doug's
Everybody's worried. We started getting comments like, "What's up with Doug?" Like, he's just vacationing, y'all, chilling out, chillaxicating.
Can you give us an update on the shop, James?
It's all painted.
It's all painted.
Okay.
Go on.
I still need to put in 2 more windows.
2 more windows.
Close up the gable ends.
Then
I don't like that dumb thing yet.
I know. Tell me about it.
And he's always muxing with it.
I know. I hate it.
Yeah.
I just need to take it off.
Yes,
But I paid like some money for.
You got to
It doesn't tighten.
I know that's
it doesn't tighten. Why does it not tighten?
It used to work.
Fully tight. It used to work.
You can probably return it, right?
Probably. James is Captain Return Everything, and that is awesome. So I'll just let James return it. So the cool thing is that we get to add new projects to the list of things to do.
Yep.
Because
greenhouse so much
Dad told us we couldn't start any new projects until we got the greenhouse done and the shop done. So once those 2 things are 100% done, like 100% done, then we can start putting some new projects on the list of things to do. So you're going to be seeing some things that we are going to be doing over on the new land. And since it's nice and cold outside, it's the perfect time to start, laying foundations and things like that. So, but I won't spoil it for y'all.
And inside baseball,
James does not have a monkey. It's Nugget.
It's not a monkey.
The dog.
It's a dog.
It's a dog.
Nugget.
You can't see her because
You're a monkey.
she looks like a monkey.
You're a monkey.
She just got a
You little monkey Nugget.
Alright, so what's the inside
down.
baseball?
Well, remember originally, you let the cat out of the bag on one of the podcasts with the new property.
Podcast. Which podcast? Probably didn't get that many views, so nobody.
You're right. So maybe I shouldn't
Boom,
let
boom.
the. Okay, never mind.
Yeah. Haha. So anyway,
Prep for eternity.
is it? Yes. Steve is a real palm tree.
Yes.
He's real.
Come on.
Steve is
He's
a
from
real.
Walmart.
He actually. Well, it's not a he, I guess, because he has a baby. So
Uh
I don't know.
A dead baby.
A
so
dead
does it
baby,
count?
oh. Dead baby.
it like sprouted up,
And then it died.
and then since we didn't water him
I want to.
for like
It's
a little
kind
too
of
I
long.
definitely
alive.
want to plant him outside in
Yeah,
the
but
ground.
It's
we
barely
need
green.
what? Then we'll need to like revive his baby palm.
No, it's still
Oh,
kind of.
okay, it's barely alive. Barely
Maybe.
alive.
Maybe if
It's
we
a
watered
he.
it.
It's a he sheep. He heard.
It cleans the air. I like
It
having
does,
the greenery. Makes me feel,
If not, it
Alive.
would kind of look very.
yeah, humdrum in here. It's a splash of color.
You see 500 blackouts on the AR platform yet?
No.
Tractor's
Not that I
buying
know.
See the 500 on the hay.
Tractor Supply Queen story time.
Whoa.
looks good as a backdrop. Yes, it looks good as a backdrop.
You can save it.
We can save it. Probably just need to water it.
Save what?
The palm tree.
The
Baby.
palm
Oh, it's still
baby.
great.
The baby.
The
Yeah.
baby.
Oh, the little. Yeah.
Yeah. We need to name the baby, the dead baby.
The dead baby. Well, if it stays alive.
It's half
then-
alive. It's half alive.
We need to up pot.
We
the
need to put it
baby.
in a pod.
Yeah.
I'm tired.
Of all the shield channels that are in it for the dollar. You know, I don't know. It takes a lot of time, effort, and resources to create content. So I'm not.
No, I don't blame.
Whoever. Yeah.
I don't blame people for just going around and talking and making just not. I'm not gonna say like a more not cheesy, but just like more chill video, and they don't have to cover everything that's happening in the world.
Yeah.
They just kind of show you their life, in a way that is pleasing to certain people, and you know they get good views, and people love watching and tuning in, and I don't blame people for doing that because, you know. It's just I think it's a good balance. You know, if you went on YouTube, it's just like these little platforms. If you go over there and all you see is like politics and everything like that, who wants that? It's like not diverse. You want a little bit of everything, you know.
Yeah, we try to mix it up
Yeah.
and keep it. You know, one, we want to keep it lighthearted and
Exactly.
funny because that's who we are.
Exactly.
I mean, because you could be all stressed out, and you know, we get the comments all the time like, "Oh, this is a serious topic. You shouldn't laugh." Well, I mean, what you do? Like, welcome back to the channel. The world is gonna end. I mean, the world is gonna end.
Be very afraid.
I read the book and I read the end, and God wins. All right, and
yeah.
right before he wins, it gets really bad.
Way worse than this, y'all. Way worse.
Way worse than
Way
this.
worse. This is like
which
a cakewalk.
which is what's somebody's been on here like dropping some quoting verses from the Book of Revelation, but historically, it would be very easy to take these parallels from Revelation and apply and drop them in different points in history into the 70s. And so the people that want to dogmatically say that this dude's the green horse, the gray horse, and the black horse, and the white horse, in real time it's very easy to say, but then in retrospect it's even easier to go back and say, oh, well, that wasn't the green horse and the gray horse and the pale horse and all that stuff. So but that I don't, the Book of Revelation says, that you should study to know these things, right? But applying them, we do see lots of parallels and similarities, and we do see the talkings about the merchants of the earth, right? And we see the warnings about the infrastructure, how the merchants and the governments will be merging, right, into the technocratic oligarchy. We see all these different things, but to try to nail it to a very specific timeline with events and voles and biles and all these different things, and saying that it's going to go down like this, I don't see it like that anymore. When that happened, that was the fifth seal and all this stuff. I just don't see it because there's a lot. If you look at the Book of Revelation, like many sound theologians did in the 16, 17s, and 1800s, they would provide you with historical facts of different fulfillments of the book of Revelation that were relatively accurate, you know. And there's just a lot of people that continued to interpret the book of Revelation, and it continues to be fulfilled in real time, and all these different seals and bowls are this, that, and the other, and then 10 years goes by, and then, oh, well, that wasn't it, now it's this, that, and the other. And there's lots of new Christians that get into it and start studying it, and so they immediately apply it on the current timeline. And at some point in time, probably when they guess right, it may or may not be accurate, but I think the general sense is definitely we're watching, I think we are watching the Bible come to fruition in a very real general sense. I do not think that the book of Revelation is figurative by any stretch of imagination, but I think 99% of quote unquote churches are absolutely not churches. For
That's
one,
true.
they're tax shelters, they're 501c3,
Yeah.
they are beast entities, and they've yoked with the state, and they left their tax immunity and took on tax deferred status when they were already tax immune. Like, according to the Constitution, they were tax immune, and they gave up their tax immunity for a tax status, so they deserve what they get. But any kind of peddling of anything at any church is a joke, and it's probably because they're not a church, and their pastor is some dude that gets a paycheck. And yeah, any kind of church that sells anything is just kind of terrible. I mean, the assembly is to assemble.
Yeah.
The purpose of the assembly is to assemble and to edify, exhort, and encourage each other and admonish each other to live holy, separated lives, and to love the Lord God with all your heart, soul, and mind, and to love your neighbor as yourself, and to honor and glorify God. And that's the chief aim of man, and that's what churches should be, and not all this social gospel stuff. I mean, I believe that us as Christians, we reach out into the community, and we do that in the community, but the church as a body is called to assemble and worship together, and all the other stuff is at minimum extra biblical.
You got hair, James. James actually didn't wear a hat today. That's just kind of like his hair. His hair kind of goes crazy.
We could move one of the light rings to put more light on James back there. I think they're saying that James...
That's one way to move it.
There you go. There's some more light, y'all.
What were you trying to do?
I don't know. That was kind
You
of...
can't pull it like
goofy.
that.
No, I was trying to pull this light in, and it
Grab the other one or something?
grabbed the other one. Yeah, that
Where
was
you
crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't want that one to move. I just wanted this one to move. What in the world?
It was very unprofessional of you.
I was just
Stay together.
trying to have this one. There you go. Now you can actually see the kid back there. You were. Oh
Truth-
wow. There you
Truth
go.
Social will die on the vine. Truth Social is only as big as Trump's ego.
We'll eventually buy Rome.
No,
We
it
ever
won't
will.
happen. No, Truth
No.
Social is going to be
Like
just...
50% of people don't even know it exists.
Well, Truth Social is an echo chamber. It's like a right-wing echo chamber. And everybody on Truth Social thinks that it's cool that Donald Trump just sold NFTs. I mean, anybody that's willing to defend
Come
that
on, man.
just needs to just stay in their own little padded room and listen to the sound of their own voice, because that's just not... I mean, that is not acceptable.
That was an earthquake, probably. 5.5. Shook the
Oh,
lights.
that's what
Yeah.
knocked the light over?
Yeah, wasn't
A
me.
nerd earthquake?
A nerd earthquake.
Is that an earthquake?
Soup was for dinner, Carlos, and our mother made it. It was very good.
Soup. It's what's for dinner.
But there are only
I just can't. I can't get over the Donald Trump NFT thing. I mean,
No.
I know that he's
It's
a
like
joke. In my
$100,
opinion,
but he sold $4 million.
yeah, it's just the
It's
whole
just
thing
a
was
bunch
a joke.
of super Trumpers.
And it was in a real. The timing was the absolute worst because
I
of all the
know.
crypto and NFT stuff that just happened. When basically
It
they
all
just
went down the drain.
basically NFTs folded up, and I thought the whole notion of NFTs were even. I mean, just first off, just the notion of NFTs is beyond absurd and ridiculous. The only person that would even buy an NFT is somebody that wants. I realize there's some people doing it as a gimmicky investment, thinking that it's going to explode in value.
Yeah, right.
But you can only appreciate and experience NFTs in the metaverse. So
Yeah.
there you go. I mean, right off the bat. And why would you even gear anything towards that type of person?
And that was the big announcement from our.
Yeah.
Yeah.
NFTs are just, there's nothing to even talking about. They're literally nothing.
You don't even get a real card. I mean,
No.
it's
You
not.
don't get a
You don't
real
get a
anything.
card. You
They're
can't do anything.
The NFTs are, at least with crypto, at least you can exchange, and it's
Trump
a
doesn't like
monicum
Bitcoin.
of exchange.
Then he
Actually,
launches
but-
his own NFTs. Watch.
Well, it's
he'll
just
say,
like
"Oh,
it's just like Trump launching Truth Social. When he was kicked off of all these platforms, he could have used that opportunity to really support other free platforms, but he didn't. He purposely made a pariah of himself and then waited till he could fully monopolize and make Truth Social and have his own platform. Like, if you think that guy wants to do anything for anybody besides himself, you are just deluded. I mean, history has proven that. They're going to destroy him and they're going to take all his wealth. Oh yeah, he's worth way less than he was before he was president. I mean, he's like practically homeless. Poor guy.
Poor guy.
But it's because he's such a business genius, It's not because he's like all linked up with the stinking Russian mob and did all these crazy, shady real estate deals with every shady dude that is so, ultra meg lib shady dude imaginable. Ultra lib old East Coast, West Coast, ultra shady, filed bankruptcy a minimum of 7 times, stole old ladies' homes through eminent domain in Atlantic City, stole retired people's houses.
Nice.
The guy is a deplorable. And then all of a sudden, like,
What is it?
he can whiz bang and like reimagine himself as a Republican, and it's a mockery of the duopoly. It's a mockery of the uniparty. They were like, watch, I'll switch teams midstream. I'll be hanging out with Epstein and Hillary Clinton and be taking the photo op, and then I'll just do a whiz bang and spin around 3 times, and I'm going to turn to conservative. Oh, and I'm married to a supermodel that I met through Epstein and all that stuff. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm married to my 3rd wife, and she's a supermodel that I met from through Ghislaine Maxwell. And and by the way, I'm conservative. I wear a red tie, and it's tremendous. It's amazing. It's tremendous.
Wait, Mark Edwards said he doesn't want to win a dinner with Donald Trump. So did you actually buy the cards?
No, he was just
Or
saying
was he
that.
joking?
I just don't like any of these guys because they're. Hey, how do you know a politician's lying? His mouth's moving. They're all the same. They're all.
It's
they
true.
are.
It's very
They
true.
are all void of any type.
Yeah, how do you think they
They're
got
just
there?
not real. They're absolutely fake people.
They don't let them run if they're good.
And John Cornyn just said that he wanted this Scott guy to run for president or whatever, and I'm like, wow, dude, if John Cornyn is like supporting you, like you just went down on my, like I think much less of you.
Yep, 2 wings of the same bird, yeah.
Rand Paul says a lot of good stuff. His dad said a lot of good stuff. Rand Paul did some squirrely stuff originally when it came about the shot and stuff.
Huh.
And I've
Interesting.
seen Rand Paul on the Black Mirror, and he's done photo ops with them putting needles in his arms. And anybody that does that, I just really, I got immediate beef with you, and
Yeah.
there's major issues with you.
Yeah.
And I do think they're all fake and sold out. I think they're all co-opted and compromised. I don't. They're just as much sold out as they are there. The goods are got. They're allowed to reach the level that they can get to if they got the mots on them. And that's what Epstein was all about, and what's Epstein is still about. Is if they got the goods on you, and hey, this goes right back to JFK and J. Edgar Hoover. You know, if J. Edgar Hoover had the triple files on you and all that stuff, then you were allowed to do stuff because at any time they knew they could yank your chain. Like, oh, you're going to get back in line, or I'm going to just release these pictures on you. And this has been, I mean, this is known stuff, y'all. This ain't, I'm not revealing some kind of new, dark, deep, whatever. I mean, this is absolutely, they've been doing this for forever. They've been doing this for forever, and this is the way the game is played, and it is a game. And we're the pawn. You know, we're the funding source. We're the source, the crowd source funding for it. That's all. And they do not, you know, as long as they get theirs, they do not care about us at all. They are the predator
just
class.
said that he didn't kill himself.
Yeah, he just said that.
That's a pretty good
And we need to, you know, we just all need to be grown up enough to have the conversation to be like, yeah, you know what, that's true. Because look, I did all the stuff, and I voted harder, and I campaigned, and I did the 9/12 project, and I went to Washington, D.C. And was it really neat to be around like-minded people and to see all that stuff?
It's awesome.
Yeah, great. You know, ask the people what happened that went to Washington, D.C. on January 6th.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to that. I'm like, dude, that is a setup.
Yeah.
I ain't going to that. We had friends like, yeah, you know, we're going. I'm like,
No.
I wouldn't go because it's a setup.
Yeah,
Y'all getting
straight
set up.
Yeah.
And it's a stinking setup, you know? And I think it's terrible that these January 6 people are still rotting in prison when you have, like, the entire district of criminals are the biggest bunch of drug-dealing, murderous, disgusting murderers, you know? And they do it by proxy, and they do it by fiat sometimes. And then they would do it with their own hands, but they don't want to get their hands dirty. And just like they want to go drop bombs on everybody and kill everybody else's kids, and they want to send our kids over there to bleed and to get their arms and legs blown off, and then bring them back here and use them as political pawns. It's gross. And somebody said, "Oh, are you anti-military?" Well, I'm just anti everything that the military does. Does that mean, you know, am I against the men that are in the military? No, I'm not against people that serve in the military or obviously have served in the military.
No.
But, you know, those poor folks, many of them that have done it, come back and be like, wow, I made a mistake. Like, I shouldn't have done that. And I killed a lot of innocent people. I mean, I have family members that have special operations groups, and he tells stories. You know, to battle harden the soldiers, they just fly you in to a village and say, yeah, you know, just kill absolutely everything that moves, you know, and this way you'll be ready to go into battle. You know, collateral damage, just killing people and women and children and dogs and everything else. You know, it's just not cool. There's nothing good about it. There's nothing, you know, it's bad. And it's horrible. You know, now we got guys in the military wearing dog masks and stuff like that. I mean, come on. I mean, like, now they just
Come on,
blowing it
y'all.
in your face that they're just totally shot out degenerate and everything
Yeah.
else.
State trooper.
Well, former state trooper served 4 years in Kosovo, 19 months
A
in
state
Afghanistan.
trooper doesn't.
Kill people. Normally.
No.
Or what?
He's never saw anything murderous. There's plenty. There's been lots of people in the military.
Yeah.
Quite a few. Just a
Yeah.
couple.
And
Just
they've all
a
experienced a
couple.
lot of different things.
I mean, they're not all graphic. Like, I know one guy that he was a mechanic.
Sure.
So
right.
he didn't, like, go do all that stuff. And, you know,
Yeah.
so, of course, like, not
Just because you didn't
everybody's
see it doesn't
out
mean it
there
doesn't
getting
exist.
battle hardened. There's
Yeah,
many
yeah.
things that, you know, you can be in the military. But we're talking, but anyway, about
Yeah.
the bell curve, but whatever. It's alright.
Well, not to mention, I mean, every war has been some front for some drug or something.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah.
You know, Vietnam, Afghanistan, you know, and now it's fentanyl and everything else. But I mean, it's always, every war has been for the gods, right? Gold, oil, drugs. There's one more. Gold, oil, drugs, or sex, you know, with all the child trafficking and stuff. That's another one too. That's what it's all about. That's what they do. And what happened with BRICS, right? With the BRICS, and then immediately after Russia and China, and they all signed the BRICS. Oh, we're pulling out of Afghanistan. Oh, that's interesting. That's so weird. Right after the whole oil thing, they signed the BRICS. And then magically, after 20 trillion years of being in Afghanistan and it being so just quintessential for Western society and life to continue, magically, I think it was the day after they signed the BRICS, we're getting out of Afghanistan.
Bang, gone.
Just a quinky dink. It's all quinky dink. Smedley Butler, War's a Racket. He wrote that book, man, 1 trillion years ago. And all these corporations, hey, Smedley, you know, we want you to travel all around the country and sling war bonds and sell our stuff. War is a racket. This ain't nothing new. And people are like, oh, I served in the military. I never saw nothing like that. Hey, man, read a book, bro. Like, you might not and look, and it's all proud be American and put your hand over your heart and I'm going to cry at the NFL National Anthem. This is so beautiful. My grandma and grandpappy. But it's all emotionalism. It's all manipulation. They're manipulating you.
Yeah.
And it's like, my freedoms. No, man. No, we didn't go to Afghanistan for my freedoms. We're not in the Ukraine for my freedoms. We haven't fought a war since the Civil War for the freedoms, all right?
Yeah.
We fought the wars
That was it.
for bankers and for drugs and for oil. And they've all been fought for false pretenses, you know. Reichstag all the way, Duke Ferdinand, all of it. It's all been false flag. It's all been bankers. It's all been created and co-opted. And, you know, we're getting these documents that are less redacted, and the information is there. You just have to read a couple books and connect the dots. Yeah, exactly. War on terror, right? War on drugs, war on poverty, all of it. Every war is a scam. The war on drugs is a scam. The government is the biggest drug dealer in the world, and the only reason they want to take any drugs off the street is because it's interfering with their product. And the only time they bust and sting anybody is because they're cutting in on their profits. That's the only reason. You know, just ask Gary Webb. Oh, he suicided himself. I'm sorry, don't ask Gary Webb. And that was Gary Webb, man. That was like 2004 or 2014. That was not that long ago. And that was all crack cocaine and freeway WikiWas and all that stuff, man.
The new iPhones will stop charging your iPhone due to the something of the what? Is this for real? iPhones due to lower carbon emissions. That's insane. Controls your phone now for this whole energy crisis. It's weird. Is that legit? Like they'll stop your...
I don't know.
Huh, interesting. Any plans for new vids this week? Not quite sure yet. I'll surprise y'all with some new vids this week.
Do you have any like? Well, no, you do. You have a couple of vids that
I
you've
got a
already
couple
shot,
vids.
correct?
Yeah, I just need to finish up my bumper on my truck, and then I can actually post that video.
See, Carlos already said it before you even.
Yep.
How about the Raptor liner one? We were just talking about that today.
Yeah, no, that's the truck.
Oh,
just
okay.
yeah, that's what I
I'm
just said.
sorry, that's what you just said. I'm sorry.
No, no.
They're talking about Raptor lining the side by side.
I was thinking about that. I was actually thinking about this would be the greatest video ever. I Raptor lined my mom's minivan.
That would just be a great.
That would just be a great
Probably
video.
get 1 million views. Not
And
on our
then
channel.
We
but
would stage it. Well, yeah, not our channel, but other people's channel. If you ever want to do
mom
that,
didn't know.
and then your mom like didn't know or whatever, and then you just
Those
Raptor
videos
line
get,
it
like,
like hot pink. That'd be
yeah.
hilarious. I was like, that would be funny. I'd love to watch.
Now, if you did, I Raptor lined my mom's minivan and then crashed it, it would get 1 million views. Okay.
that. And then
Those
crashed
ones
it.
always get more views. And almost died, and died. That would be even better. Texas can.
Oh no, we have all wood heat. So
That would go
the
viral.
boys have a wood heater in their tiny house. We have a wood stove and a fireplace. So if the power goes out, we're ready to ride with wood. And we have 2 generators and lots of propane and whatnot. So we're ready for keeping our freezers cold and whatnot.
Etsy told me how much carbon usage my purchase was.
Oh wow!
Whoa.
I gotta get you with the virtue signal.
Let's stop buying from Etsy. Alright. Blame it on your young age, and the views will pay for it.
Are they hard to install?
Not really.
No.
What the?
Wood stoves? James installed
Oh,
ours.
no.
We got some videos on it.
If you go through the wall, it's super
Oh,
easy.
yeah, if you
Like,
go
we
through
did
the
the
wall,
tiny
it's
house one in
super
like
easy,
a couple
yeah.
hours.
Yeah. Wow.
Yes, Etsy did me too.
She's a
No more
Wildflower
Etsy.
said the same thing. Wow. Etsy's on the.
Wow.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
Can't wait, Joe.
So wow. You know, a lot of times these cool little companies get bought up by these huge conglomerates, and then they just rubber stamp all this stuff all the way
Do you have a
across.
wood gasifier? No.
No, not yet.
For like a truck or something?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh.
I've been thinking, they have these, they had them at Mother Earth News even, where you can do the gasifier right off your compost, and supposedly it stays combustible. But I know that those things are going to become more commonplace.
Yeah.
The thing is
For a generator. Okay.
with parallel economies and whatnot, as they continue to restrict and go green.
Yeah.
There will be
People are gonna make more.
there will
inventions.
be real solutions
Yeah.
that pop up
Because we're just going to have to do it just to
because
survive.
you're just
and
going to
stuff.
have to do it,
Yeah.
And there will be
Just out of
there
necessity.
will be societal pushback. That doesn't mean that we don't still march slowly towards the end game or whatever, but it will. It will. There will be technological. The one thing, and I think it's Chris Martinson, Peak Prosperity. He is the one that I think has stated it the best. Is all of commerce is production, and it takes power to produce. So when you have a petroleum-based infrastructure, all of your production is driven by petroleum-based infrastructure. When you try to remove that petroleum from that infrastructure, what's producing the power? Now, all the power coming from wind and solar is diminishing returns, right? It's not exponential like with the renewable energy that is oil that continues to recreate itself in the ground. Now, does that mean that we shouldn't be environmentally responsible? No. We should still be environmentally responsible, make engines more cleaner, more efficient, and all these different things. But true production, they talk about fission and fusion and all these different things, and they claim that they're going to finally have this fusion thing, but when you look at the numbers on this fusion and the lasers and all that stuff, it doesn't produce anything. It's always a magnitude of less than one. It's not viable. It's not going to be viable. And if it was viable, they probably wouldn't let you do it.
Carlos wanted to know, when is a good month to get started in beekeeping? I would say when it's warm out.
Yeah, I'd say at the beginning of spring,
yeah.
right? March, April, probably.
Mm-hmm.
They're getting ready to put a gigantic wind farm on the East Coast, and it's going to be just like the one we have down here. It's going to be a debacle. It's going to be a money cow debacle. It ain't gonna produce like it should, and it's just going to create more waste.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Just like our gigantic wind farm, and every third or fourth turbine isn't even turning down there.
It's terrible.
And there's wind too.
There's a lot of wind. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like a lot of them are caught on fire.
And it's just like these solar fields that suck up all this good dirt, and they put all these
garbage.
solar panels out in these dumb fields, and then you can't do nothing profitable with the dirt. It's just a land grab, and it's just a scorched earth
and they
land
can't
grab.
do anything with that power
Yeah.
because they put them out in the middle of nowhere, and there's no like big city around, and you're not gonna move power. So all you're gonna do is
that's the only way they can do it. But they can move the power. But
yeah, they're gonna send it somewhere
power,
far
they
away. They're not even gonna use it
it
in that area though.
But the awesome thing is that when the turbine catches on fire or falls apart or blows up, then they can send it off to a factory. They'll grind it up and make it into gummy bears and feed it back to us.
There you go. Then
so it'll be awesome.
Yummy. What a great idea.
Because if they didn't do that, it would just sit in a landfill for forever.
And if we didn't have broken wind turbines, we wouldn't be able to make viral videos of people skydiving off of them.
Exactly.
So.
It's true. It's true.
Is it evil to neuter rabbits? I don't know.
I have no idea. These are random questions, y'all.
Earthquake in Midland.
5.3.
Yep, somebody mentioned that.
Yep. Yummy gummy bears. Yeah, I know. Sounds incredible.
All right, y'all. Well, does anybody have any questions? Because we're probably we've been on for an hour,
it.
right? Yeah, we've been on for an hour. And check out our Rumble. You'll get to see the live stream that you missed last night. Mm-hmm. We'll upload that as soon as we get off here.
They are saying it might be snowing in Australia Xmas Day.
Huh. That
Black and gummy bears
would be crazy. Bob, which I think that's yeah. Anyway, I'm responding to Bob right now, but I know it's not Bob because I think it's Bob's wife. I think because her phone died or something. I forget. But anyway, Bob, we live close to White Oak, Texas.
Yeah, White Oak, Longview. So we're
northeast Texas.
Potatoes, do you guys think would work good?
Cheryl's Bob's wife. That's Bob.
Oh, sorry.
Bob,
I don't know,
Cheryl's
y'all.
husband.
Oh, but I thought that okay, I'm confused.
Potatoes, golden potatoes and red potatoes.
Yeah, I would
I
say.
always love a good red potato.
Yeah.
But the
That's
golden
my
one,
wife.
the golden potatoes.
I don't
are
know.
really
I
good.
can't
But
keep
the
it straight.
The gold ones are really
I
buttery,
can't keep it straight.
really oily.
Oh, there's two Bobs. That's why.
Oh, Bob R is
Bob.
Cheryl.
Oh, there's
Thank you for
Bob
letting me
and
know.
Bob
Bob
R.
R.
Oh, and they're in Katy, Texas. Okay, cool.
Oh, you're in Katy.
There's two Bobs.
We buy the soap we sell on our website comes from Katy, Texas. Comes
Yeah.
from a Homestead Mama in Katy, Texas.
Do people in Texas have gun racks in their cars?
The
Some
smart
people
ones
do.
Not in their cars, but in their trucks.
Oh, that's true. That's a
Yeah,
good
it's actually
Yeah.
true.
point. Good point.
And there's pretty much way more trucks in Texas than there are like normal cars. At least out here in the country, there are.
Any thoughts on Title 42? This whole border thing has just been a talking point, and it's so frustrating and infuriating. And our terrible governor, and now granted he's one of the better governors in this insane clown world that we live in, we're still under COVID whatever emergency authorization. Now, how does that make any sense? You know what I mean? And you just, some of the really stupid stuff he does scares me. He is a neocon. He will not denounce the WEF. I'm not a fan. Not a fan.
Yes, we've
Have
been
we
to
been
Buc-ee's.
to Buc-ee's several
Of course.
times? Of course.
They have very good brisket sandwiches. They're very good. Very good. Or we were just very hungry, either one.
Carlos, did you hear about Buc-ee's through the Babylon Bee?
I bet you did.
I bet you that's
Probably.
Because a lot of people, unless you live down here, you know about the Buc-ee's.
No, they don't know. But a lot of people watch the Babylon.
That's
Bee
true.
video.
A lot of people.
Millions.
Millions.
Literally.
Of people. Literally millions of people.
Have still wear a mask here. Really?
Well, that's good, Bob. I'm glad. I'm glad.
I'm so unvaccinated. Wonderful.
That is beautiful.
My kind of people.
Congratulations.
No, we heard about Buc-ee's a while ago.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Everything tastes good.
Oh. I would love to send Wheels to Michigan, and we could have a guy like maybe Don Huffines or something.
Yeah.
But Don wasn't allowed, so.
Dude, Don got stinking, like, I don't know. I
That
never
means he's
saw a
probably
single
pretty
sign.
good because
Yeah.
Don Huffines?
No, I saw like one sign.
Don Huffines? I saw
One
a lot.
no,
sign.
I saw like 5
Really?
or 10.
Alright. And then
He got 13% of the vote.
That's small.
it's nothing.
Better luck next time, Don.
That means he's pretty legit.
Yeah, that's how you know
he
he's
didn't
legit
get
when he
voted in.
doesn't get voted in. That's how you know.
That means he's probably pretty good.
Mm-hmm. He sounded pretty stank good. I mean, if he would have done 1/8 of the things that he was claiming he was going to do,
It would have been awesome.
we would have been set.
Trump's already like folding up shop though. He's just not sounding good. He's old.
Yeah.
Just there's no confidence. It's gonna have to be, and I'm not a DeSantis fan, but it's gonna have to be DeSantis.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna vote for him either, but I'm just saying.
We should ask Sleepy Joe to go make a point.
Make a
That'd be funny.
Love from Texas to Germany.
Which oh man, I would have to, if Whitmer was my governor, I would have to move. I would have to walk to freedom.
Yeah.
I mean, I know we got wheels and everything, but
They're both terrible.
don't call people old.
Joe's got
I'm
the
old.
plan.
Ouch.
Joe's
There
got
you
the plan.
Joe got the plan. That's yeah.
DeSantis is still CIA. Once CIA, always CIA. I wouldn't trust DeSantis.
No, because no one thought he was that great until, you know, what happened. And then
Corona.
it was like, oh, he's amazing.
Which is cool. I mean, they
I
never
guess,
shut down and
yeah,
stuff
that's
like
Yeah, I like the cool stuff that he's doing.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, I mean,
But-
a lot of
and-
people do cool
but
stuff.
I
he's
was
another
very-
one of these Zionists.
I was disappointed. He shook Joey's hand. I mean, he's shook,
He has
sleepy.
to. He's under the
Yeah,
sleep.
well, that's the whole political.
I mean, it would have been cool if he was like, "Nah, it's okay.
That would be
I'll
funny.
pass. I'll pass."
Then
That would
they'd be
that would
like-
have blown up.
Dude.
That would have blown up. That would have been awesome. That would have been awesome.
No, he agreed.
Like, I'll pass. It's okay. I won't shake your hand.
We have heard of that boiling vinegar will dissipate chemtrails. That was on Curtis Stone. That was a Curtis Stone tip.
Really?
Boiling vinegar.
How much water do you have to boil for like 20 acres?
I don't know. That's what I'm curious of, like how large of a.
So if
vinegar
I boil enough vinegar water that the plane spraying the chemtrails will fall out of the sky.
Like, can we
There you
boil
go.
it and then pump the steam into the sky and then erase the chemtrails?
You're
that-
asking me. This is all conjecture. I have no idea.
That would be amazing.
Just clear a lot of land before you start laying the foundation for Matt's house. Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
What is the best
Just
state to live in for real? Don't know.
for real, for real.
I think Texas, but I live here. I'm biased.
Probably Alaska.
Alaska, Texas, Arkansas, Oklahoma.
This is a lot.
Yeah.
Anywhere where there's not a lot of people. Oklahoma's probably almost. There's less
Oklahoma's
people
pretty
there.
legit. There's a little less people there.
Arkansas
is
no.
amazing, y'all. If
Yeah.
y'all want like
No
never
one.
to see anybody again,
Go
I
to
don't know how
Arkansas.
cheap the land is up there. It's probably I would
It
assume
used to be crazy.
It used to be crazy cheap. I mean,
There's no one
it's
there.
beautiful, and nobody really lives up there. I mean, not a lot anyway. And yeah, I mean, but there's still a couple states.
Couple.
Years ago,
They're working on.
very hard. Texans get to carry guns. That's true.
Chemtrails don't exist. And if they would.
Life giving.
But I thought chemtrails didn't exist. Oh, that's a good one. That is a good one. Well, that's good for Tennessee. Good job, Tennessee. Got rid of abortion. Well, we had
Yeah, tons of drug running in Arkansas. That's Mina, dude. That was Barry Sears and the Clintons and the Bushes. Mina.
If I ever had to move out of Texas, I would probably move to Oklahoma.
Probably.
I like Oklahoma a lot.
It's pretty nice.
It's just like pretty. That
Oklahoma's okay.
yeah,
Okay.
it's okay.
All right, y'all. We're gonna sign off. We'll get that. We'll get the.
10 acres for 15,000.
Yeah.
That is a deal
Yeah,
right
that's
there.
a
That's what
sweet
I'm
deal.
talking about.
I would like that deal right now.
Nice.
I'd buy a couple, 2 or 3 or 4 of those. Right now.
Very remote area about 10 acres.
Wow,
For
man,
15.
dadgum.
When
Homemade
you
dog
are-
food for my dogs with ground chicken, pinto beans, rice, sweet potatoes, and spinach. That's awesome.
Man, it's so flying.
All right, y'all.
All right.
Alrighty, y'all.
Thanks for
There you
hanging
go,
out,
so-
y'all.